Welcome back to the Mindful Presenter Truth Series, Truth 38. There are no hacks. There aren't any hacks. I'm sorry to break that bad news to you, but it seems to us at Mindful Presenter that everybody seems to be looking for a hack. Let me explain what I mean by that. We run high-impact public speaking and presentation skills workshops. We run mindful leadership programs. And we also run mindful selling. We call it mindful selling 4D training courses. Whatever course we're running, whatever coaching session we do, you can guarantee that somebody at some point will ask us this question. If it's a presentation and public speaking skills workshop, they'll say, Maurice, just give me the one hack, that one thing that will make me an incredible presenter, a gifted presenter. What's the one thing I need to know? When it comes to leadership, same thing. People say, Maurice, what's the one hack? What's the one leadership hack that will make me an exceptional, high-performing leader? When it comes to mindful selling, the same thing. We get the same question. What's the one thing, Maurice? What's the one thing that can make me the best salesperson in my entire company? Our response is always the same, whether it's presenting and public speaking, or selling, or leadership, it doesn't matter. We always say, the one thing you need to know is that there is much more than one thing you need to know. There are no hacks. You see, we live in a world where so many people seem to be looking for that magic wand, that silver bullet, that's the magic pill that they can just take or swallow, and things will just change miraculously in an instant. Most things don't work like that. And it's the same with presenting and public speaking, the same with leadership and the same with selling. But this series at the moment is largely about public speaking and presenting. You have to put in the work. You have to do the research. You have to prepare. You have to practice. You have to be mindful. You have to be creative. It does take time, energy, and focus. There are no hacks, I'm sorry to tell you. There are a vast number of things that you can do to connect more effectively and with greater impact with confidence and authority and clarity. So there are so many different things you can do. That's what we share every day in our workshops and coaching sessions. But I'd be lying and deceiving you if I said to you, you just need to do this one thing. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Preparation is something I talked about in Truth 2. If you've been following the series, you might remember in Truth 2, I made a bold assertion, this big statement that most people don't prepare. And I do believe it's true. And they live in hope that something will just come to their mind and they'll be able to give a great presentation. At our workshops, our presentation skills workshops, we even hear people say from time to time, you know, Maurice, I don't really prepare. And the reason being is because when I speak, when I present, I want to speak from the heart. When people say that to us, I certainly always say, that's not enough. And they give me this strange look. They say, what do you mean it's not enough to speak from the heart? What I mean is, it's a given, it's a prerequisite. You have to speak from the heart. You can't just assume anything else. You have to speak from the heart. But on its own, it's not enough. You still have to put the work in, the preparation, the practice, the effort, the focus. You can't just turn up and hope that just by virtue of you speaking from the heart, you're going to connect in a mindful, effective way with your audience. It doesn't work like that. There are no hacks. I was in another workshop recently where a lady said to me, we were talking about the topic of bad habits when it comes to presenting and public speaking. And she said that her bad habit is that she doesn't prepare. That's what she said. She looked me straight in the eye and said, listen, my bad habit is I don't prepare. How do I fix that? I was a bit stumped by that. So I looked her straight back in the eye and said, I don't think that's a bad habit. I think it's a bad attitude. And of course she wasn't impressed or enamored by that statement. But I said, but please, let's be clear on this fact that I'm only being serious if you're being serious. In other words, if you're really prepared to look me in the eye and say, I don't prepare as a matter of course. I'm not talking about the exceptions because we all have the exception. But if you genuinely say you don't prepare, you have no right to be presenting and imposing your voice on other people. Doesn't matter whether they work for you or you work for them. You have to put in the work. There are no hacks. It's not about just turning up, speaking from the heart, or waving some magic wand. That's the bad news. The good news is there is an enormous amount that you can do. That's what we do at Mindful Presenter. You don't even have to book a workshop or have a coaching session. There is so much information on our website, mindfulpresenter.com. If you're serious about developing either your presentation and public speaking skills, your sales skills, or your mindful leadership skills, at the very least, check out our website. Don't look for the silver bullet. Thank you.